What does the yield keyword do in Python? Introduction. In Python, functions normally click execute completely, return a value, then terminate. Example. Def add a, b, return a plus b. But Python also supports generators. Generators allow functions to pause execution, pause state, continue later. This is done using the yield keyword. A very common Python interview question is, what does yield do in Python? This topic explains what yield is, how generators work, difference between return and yield, memory advantages, lazy evaluation, real-world use cases, common mistakes, best practices. This is a foundational Python language feature. What is yield? Yield is used to produce values one at a time from a function. Instead of returning everything at once, a function containing yield becomes a generator function. Simple example, def numbers, yield 1, yield 2, yield 3. Calling it result equals numbers. Print result. Output. Getting values for n in numbers. Getting values for n in numbers. Print n. Output. 1, 2, 3. Key difference between return and yield. Return exits function immediately, returns one final value. Example. Def test. Return 1, return 2. Only first return executes. Yield. Pauses function. Saves current state. Resumes later. Example. Def test. Yield 1, yield 2. Produces multiple values over time. How yield works internally. Conceptually. Function starts. Yield value. Pause execution. Resume later. Continue from same point. Example, step by step. Def, demo. Print. Start. Yield 1. Print middle. Yield 2. Print end. Execution G equals demo. Print next G. Print next G. Output. Start 1, middle 2. Notice. Execution pauses after each yield. Execution resumes later. Generators save memory. This is the big advantage. Without generators, nums equals x for x in range 100 million. Creates entire list in memory. With yield def nums dot. For x in range 100,000. Yield x. Now, values generated one at a time. Much lower memory usage. Lazy evaluation. Generators use lazy evaluation, meaning, values created only when needed. Real-world example reading. Large files, def read file, path. With open path as f. For line in f. Yield line. Instead of loading whole file. Processes line by line. Very memory efficient. Infinite sequences. Generators can produce infinite data. Example. Def infinite, period. N equals 0. While true. Yield n plus 1. Generator expressions. Python also supports squares equals x times x for x in range 5. Similar to list comprehension, but check lazy, memory efficient. Using next, generators produce values via next generator. G equals numbers. Print next G. Output. What happens after completion? After all yields, stop iteration is raised automatically. Common use cases. Large datasets, streaming data, file processing, pipelines, infinite sequences, asynchronous workflows. Advantages of yield. Click, lower memory usage. Click, lazy computation. Cleaner iteration logic. Click, efficient large data processing. Limitations. X cannot access arbitrary positions easily. X generator exhausted after iteration. X debugging can be harder. Common mistakes. 1. Expecting generator to behave like list. Wrong. Len generator. Generators do not store all values. 2. Reusing exhausted generator for X in G. 4. X in G. Second loop may produce nothing. 3. Forgetting lazy execution. Generator code runs only when iterated. Generator versus list. Feature. Generator, list. Memory efficient. X, XXX, stores all values. XXX, reusable, limited. XXX. Use generators for large data. Prefer yield for streaming. Use list only when full data needed. Combine with loops and pipelines. Avoid unnecessary memory allocation. Simple definition, yield. A Python keyword that pauses a function and returns a value while preserving the function state for future continuation. Simple definition generator. A special function that produces values one at a time using yield. Final summary. The Python yield keyword is used to create generators, lazy sequences, memory-efficient iteration, unlike return. Yield pauses execution, preserves function state, resumes later. Example: def nums yield 1, yield 2. Key idea: yield allows Python functions to produce values incrementally instead of returning everything at once. Understanding generators and yield is essential for writing efficient and scalable Python programs.